So one of those kids, I'll be like, you play around and then after the exam and stuff like that, you get like all A's and people wondering, how did you do it?
Eventually, I figured out how to do it, but for like...
So you were one of those
eventually,
people?
I figured it, but like for like 3, 4, 5 years, I was literally like from elementary to like middle school, I was literally taking like
God, I
last
envy.
Position for a long time.
Oh, yeah,
a lot of things
like
I tried.
Like what? Let's show like 2.
I tried to be a rapper.
No,
I tried to be a rapper. None of the tracks will ever come out because I tried. Me and my brother, we were in the room, we were mixing, like would ask one of my friends that also got it from.
I didn't try to be a rapper, right? I was a rapper.
You were.
I'm joking.
I spent a lot of time putting in hours and it didn't feel like hours for me. I was worried as to what I would do when I graduate, but it felt like God inspired me on what it was never on my plan. It was never on my bingo card. I just like stepped into it and it was easy to just work and it was easy to put in the work. At that time, there were no distractions anymore. There was no ladies distractions. There was no party distractions.
Why is that the first distraction you say?
It was just church and computer free. Actually, I started dating my my wife at that time too. Like there was not a blueprint that I could follow that even if you put in the work, you can put in like very, very directional work and start to see tiny results. Like you don't even need to see a tree. You just need to see the leaf come out from the ground. And you know that if I water this, if I like do more on this, it's going to turn to a stem, it's going to turn to a tree and so on and so forth. So inspiration is very important. Yeah. Seeking those inspirations that when you're tired, they will just nudge you on, they'll push you through.
There's nobody like my God. There's nobody like my God. Hey, there's nobody like my God.
Welcome. This is episode 3 of Daniel's Den, brought to you by yours truly. In this season, we were talking about certain characteristics about a godly man. Last time we talked about leadership. Today, we're going to be talking about the working man. And I have in the studio a very good friend of mine. He is a pastor. Wait, all my friends pastors. Wait, okay, that's another topic for another day. But basically, he's gonna be here talking to us about working man, and there's a lot of things that we're going to discuss. Please welcome LEMUEL right here in the studio.
Let's go. Thanks so much for.
You can see it probably dripped out more than me. I don't even know. He's wearing cap and everything. I don't even have accessories.
I would say, like I was telling you already off cam, that the fact that I'm on this podcast is, you know what, I've made it. I'm going to literally just
it's not even
make
like
this
that.
Like the highest of my 2026. So I'm definitely honored.
Yeah. Show press.
I'm definitely honored. Anyways, I'm kidding. But thanks so much, man. Thanks so much.
No worries. So like this is the one-on-one session that we'll be having.
Yeah.
Up until the point where Psalmist and Daniel will be back. But to start off, to kick off as usual, tell us a little bit more about yourself, what you do. Kind of like wet the ground a little bit for us.
I'm not sure where to start from in general because I feel like people just know me in different spaces. But I think I'll start from how we just connected. I'm a church person. I'm a church boy. I've been a church boy since, I'm pretty sure, actually, I don't know if my mom was in church when she gave birth to me, but all I remember was I've been in church, grew up with 2 full-time pastors in the house and also 2 full-time engineers. So they were like full-time engineers, full-time pastors, and always did mostly things in church. Outside of church, school was good. I wasn't that great as a school kid.
Are you serious?
I actually wasn't.
That's hard to believe.
It's crazy. I tell people, I literally was one of those people that struggled, not because I was smart, but I was just not really serious. In a lot, I played a lot. I slept a lot.
Yeah, but I feel like to me, you have that right balance. I'm one of those kids. I'll be like, guys, you play around and then after the exam and stuff like that, you get all A's and people wondering, how did you do it?
Eventually, I figured out how to do it, but for
so you were one of those
eventually, I figured it, but for 3, 4, 5 years, I was literally from elementary to middle school. I was literally taking
God, I
last
envy.
Position for a long time. Literally. And the funny thing is, I was in school once, and my dad was paying I had gone to secondary school. This is my first year in secondary school actually, and my dad had taken me to this secondary school, very expensive, and I got in because I had just barely passed average. They don't bring in anyone that has a common entrance below average. So, and the average is 70%. 70%, literally. So I
wow.
just barely made the 70%.
Same.
So it was crazy, but I just never really paid attention. Prep sleeps and so on and so forth. Eventually, like 3-4 years into my secondary school, something just changed. And I started figuring out how to do academics. I think God, my parents, one time my mom just sat me down and was like, you must learn this basics of mathematics. She didn't allow me to leave the dining table.
Oh, wow.
Like it was a 9 vigil of math formulas, literally. So I remember going back to school and getting third position for the first time. And it was like a whole celebration. Like my parents had been trying to bribe me to even come top 3 as a kid. Like they'll give me a rocking horse. They'll give me a bicycle. They give me, like I never got top 3. And the time they didn't promise, I ended up getting top 3. And I went, my dad is like, the people that got number 1, did they have like multiple heads? All the exams, like all those promises were gone, but they were so excited for me.
I think the only incentive I had back then for school was, if you ace your WIC, you get like 50 grand. So I was like,
wow.
So
that's actually, I would have loved that incentive. I would have loved
that and then poof. No. The freshman year came, I was Ebola.
Hey. And you just come and be spending all the dough that you got. But it's crazy, yeah. Like my school, secondary school, high school journey was also interesting. I was not really heavily involved in the church while I was on boarding school in secondary school, but everyone knew my parents were full-time pastors and full-time engineers. They already knew I was a pastor's, and I literally carried a lot of the pastor's kids' symbols. All the things that pastor's kids are known for doing.
Wow.
I ended up like falling for those traps, but in such a way that no one would know that it was me that was doing all of it. Like there was a time,
so you were sneaky with it. Wow.
There was a time that I got like I did something crazy in school. I'm still not gonna acknowledge that I did it, but anyways, I did something crazy in school, and they actually thought it was my younger brother that did all this.
Wow.
So my dad comes, he's like, "What is the thing I hear that you're doing?" I just go upstairs and he looks at me and was like, he knows that it was not him that did it, and he was crazy. So like,
you never told me this before.
Literally, like thinking back now, like there was a period literally where I was just not doing like what I was like, what my parents had tried to make me to become like over the years, right? Like a preacher's kid, and so. Well,
so what was like your pivotal point? Because every pastor's PK has that pivotal point where they like come back. Because even me, I had like a little.
The pivotal point for me, to be honest, I think it started when I first went to university. Like it was a slow pivotal point. It wasn't like just very like stark.
Great, yeah.
It was an interesting change of pace. I still was, when I came to Canada, like in like 2010, 2011 for university, my parents, the first thing they always do is they drop me with another pastor just to make sure that it's so typical. It's like they usually just come, even if it's 2 days they're coming and we're moving to a new city, they're finding the pastor. So that way there's no way for you to sneak out and do anything without someone knowing. And then they just enroll you in as a worker in the pastor's church.
Of course, automatic.
It's like automatic. You already know stuff. And the pastor would also be happy to use any new workers and volunteers that he gets. So yeah, in BC, that was me. We were going to a church. First year is already done. And then in this transition period where I was supposed to spend just 1 year in the university college and then go do my second year in UBC or somewhere else. And it was looking very shaky for me. And I was spending a lot of time in summer just doing other stuff because I was applying to universities to do the transfer for second year. And it wasn't just working out smoothly. So I was trying to like block my mind on it, read books, try to distract myself. And then eventually I started realizing that all I'm trying to do is not really like settling in, is not satisfying. And I think that's when things started changing for me. And I think my birthday that summer, my mom bought me a book that I don't know if she knew the theology she was giving me, but I really don't agree with that theology now. But it was an interesting book that realized that all my years, I didn't even read the Bible for myself. I had just been a pastor's kid and read like everything my parents had like given me with the memory verses and stuff. So I think that was the memory. Like we had like the binders of memory verses, literally, that you had to remember from every Sunday service. So and I think that was when things started transitioning, and then moved to Ottawa for school.
And now you're a pastor.
And like again, I'll say like now I'm a lot more comfortable hearing that. Like for the last 2 years, I was not really even like.
You're like,
I was not even like I was running away from this.
Me too,
I was running away
I
from this
completely.
literally. So yeah, that's so for me. What I am doing now, so I lead young adults. I serve, just help them, work through them from biblical basis. So just work with them in life and so on and so forth at my church. And then I'm also like, I also work as a software engineer on the cloud engineering team. And I'm a husband. I have a dog in the house, not a father. Neptune is going to disturb. My dog is going to back at you. It's like, whoa, I'm here.
Neptune is cute though.
He's cute. He's chill. He's chill. Yeah, so enjoying life. I love when I come out Sundays and then I go work from home just Mondays to Friday, me and my wife and my dog just chilling in the quiet and then come out again on the weekends. Nice. So yeah, that's like a quick like summary, skipping left, right, and center.
Yeah, no, that's a decent. Actually, no, that was like a really good Genesis to Revelation.
Like my university days, like in Ottawa, was also interesting too. Like I don't know if I also became. I started serving a lot more intentional. So when I came to Ottawa, like my parents didn't come with me. I was already in BC. So me and my brother, we came to, my immediate younger brother, we came to University of Ottawa. I studied math and physics. He studied chemical engineering.
The math that your mom was saying she did.
Exactly. So the math that I was like, quote unquote, struggling with, I just didn't have the right teachers in place.
Yeah, sure. It's the teachers.
I was too smart, but they didn't know how to like encourage like the kid crazily. But anyways, we come to University of Ottawa. We go volunteer in the church, and then we just, because that's something that we decided intentionally to do, like we tried to find a church where it felt like we could serve visibly and we could have accountability, so that it's not a big church where we're serving and we can not be visible and no one would know. So you can just hide. So that's something we just went ahead of ourselves, and like pretty much what my parents were trying to do when they brought me to Canada, right? So it's like, hey, let's lock you down. So by the time you think about what you want to do that is out of what we've raised you as, it will be hard for you to wiggle yourself out of it. So when I came to Ottawa, I did the same thing. I just went, found like a small church and started volunteering and made sure that whatever we tried to do after that, it would be hard to wiggle. I still tried a lot of things. I still tried to do like the parties. I tried to do the ladies. I tried to do like also not be serious at school at some point. But eventually, because I had this system in place and I had like mentors and mothers and fathers just around, just trying to fan the flame of like what God has created me to be. That's how I just was boxed in. That's
a really good journey. Like thinking about it too, like a lot of people will have that similar experience where you transition from, just knowing the God that my parents serve to like knowing the God as your like and becoming like personal with it, right?
Yeah.
And there's a lot of things. We're gonna start off with this verse for the sake of the topic that we're going to discuss. A working man, right? Work is something that every man has to do or has like a relationship with.
Yeah.
So the book of Genesis chapter 2 verses 15. So I'm reading like New King James Version because KJV is always D down.
KJV,
you know the vibes, right?
Tongues everywhere.
Yeah, so that's the New King James Version. Then the Lord God took man and put him in the Garden of Eden to tend and keep it. So that was literally the first job. I think, in fact, work came before marriage, but that's why now made Eve and everything. So work is even, all of you that saying I should go and marry that single.
Yo,
I gotta work for it. You know what I'm saying?
You have been working. You have been working. No. If you read that chapter, you see where he slept and he woke up. After working for years.
It's crazy. Every guest that has come is always it's always on my case. Like, you guys, don't worry, new time.
Okay, let's go.
Work as a man is something that I don't want to say it's not toxic, right? Because to some point, I always believe like you have to love what you're doing for work, right? Yeah. But generally speaking, what do you say to a man or a young man out there that's trying to get any type of work done? For instance, whether it's in school, whether it's job or like taking your career off that mark, like even put it to a point where you were transitioning from like school to career and like the real world and what it is facing, right? So what's your view on that?
Well, I think even the verse that you started with was really, really, I think it's interesting, and we should even start from there, where God is the one that's instructing. God is the one that's also bringing the first man, Adam, into the space for work, right? So I think about God not necessarily just commanding Adam to do something that he's not capable of doing. He's not commanding Adam to do something that's not good for him to do. He's not commanding Adam to do something that is, I think, even before the fall, just thinking about that space, God already told him to have dominion, already gave him a lot of things. He even told him, when he talked about the garden, how everything here is good for you to eat, is good for you to tend, is good for you to enjoy. So, I think sometimes we think about work in a bit of a stress mindset.
But it is stressful.
It can be. But and I understand, like, a lot of folks, like, and also the fall made it a bit tricky because he talks about like Adam having to toil.
Yes, and then I was even getting to that where like he already told, like, after the fall, and then it's like curses the ground, and then you have to toil,
there's a bit of toiling that has to happen. But one thing I would say, and I also do appreciate this a lot. Like when I chat with my parents, even in retirement, I do appreciate being busy nowadays. Like most people, like, may not understand, like, it's a blessing to have like things to do. My dad, like, even after retirement, he's always finding something. I'm like, dude, like, the point of retirement is just to rest, right? And no, he's like, no, I'm thinking of writing a book. I'm thinking of serving more in church. I'm thinking of mentorship. I'm thinking of consulting, and so on and so forth. Making it known that, like, it's a blessing to have something to do. Some people wish they could do a lot of things with their hands and with their brains and with their minds, or creative minds. So my own journey was also interesting. I was doing math and physics in University of Ottawa. One of the things that even made me, okay, you're studying mathematics, was I wanted to be a high school teacher. Like, literally, like, I was thinking, you do give up that vibe, actually. You do give up that vibe. I actually wanted to be a high school teacher, literally. Like, I was tutoring in my first years. I was taking up like gigs on Kijiji to like have like extra high school tutoring gigs, generally in school. That was where I was going to. I was thinking about like what my life would end up being. And then I was just like, okay, this is what I'm going to work towards, which will be teaching and just helping people with mathematics. Halfway through, I figured I actually don't want to come back to school and go to education degree and figure out how to get into high school. I'm not sure if I got wrong information. So I ended up in a dilemma where I was not sure what I would do after, because I didn't want to do another degree in education.
Yeah, and it's always
and then
that.
Teach. Yeah.
Like the dilemma, like, of what to do, what work can I do to in fact, I was talking to somebody earlier today, and we're like saying, let's be honest, as if you're a man right now, at some point, that's if you're somebody that's into sports, any type of sports, right? At some point you thought, one day I'll become a Premier League player, or one day I'll become an NBA player. I'll be shooting threes like Steph, all that kind of stuff. But the difference between that and actually someone that's going to the NBA is pulling in that work.
It's putting in
to
the work,
do it, right? And there's a lot. The situation and the relationship with some men have with work is like, to some point, yes, every man must work.
Yeah,
that is important, right? But also, it's always like the stress that comes along with it. And the way you would treat your work too, because God said, to tend and keep the garden, right?
Yeah.
So like, so responsibility has to come with it as well, which is kind of interesting as to how we take our work or we take our life seriously, right?
Yeah, and in my life, I would say I thank God a lot, because even in that garden situation, God is the one that's placing you in his garden, in the garden that he built to tend it. So I always encourage people to also trust in God's direction to where he's putting you to work, on what is inspiring you to do. I ended up becoming a software engineer, like literally because I feel like God just put me in like a garden of software engineering. Like, it's crazy. Tell me. I have never proved, like, when I was a kid in Nigeria, I didn't even know anything about software engineering. I actually didn't even know there was programming. Like, this was 2010. I'm thinking about what to do with my future. I actually wanted to be a civil engineer because I thought my dad was a civil engineer, and I found out he's not a civil engineer. He's a petroleum engineer, which was very, or some sort of like oil engineering. But that was the journey I was going to. the reason I was in UBC, UFV was so that I could get in UBC for civil engineering. I didn't get into that at all. And then everywhere I applied for engineering didn't really accept my first year university college in transcripts to go to second year. Although they didn't really accept me for second year, but they did take a couple credits that I already did, but they only gave me mathematics and physics. And my brother actually got accepted in a couple other universities, but because Ottawa U was the one that both of us got accepted in, we decided we'd just take Ottawa U and go there. But when I first came to Canada, one of the craziest courses that I had to take in the first year in University College in Fraser Valley in BC was a programming course. C++. I was like, I want to be a civil engineer. Why did we have to do a programming course? And back in the days, it wasn't like YouTube was not a thing where they had courses that you could learn like programming. So I had to go. I remember talking to my mom, and they didn't even, I'm not sure they knew much about programming in general. So I had to download like manuals, read, and then I passed the course. After thinking I was going to flunk it, halfway through I was already thinking I was flunking the course. Like whenever I went to the class, it was unmotivational. Everyone seemed to have like 3 years of programming experience, and I'm the only one that missed the memo. I'm like,
that's day one though.
That's day one. These are all first year students. So I thought, and maybe I just didn't get the memo of what university felt like. So when I came to Ottawa U, I was not going to do programming still. I was like, okay, I'm going down on the math route, becoming a high school teacher. There were a couple programming math courses that happened in my first 2 years, or my first year, that because I had that experience in BC, I was able to just navigate it easily. But I didn't really think about, there's a software world that you could work in. There was an engineering world. So lucky, like again, God ordered my steps. I ended up meeting who is now the CEO of Shopify. He was doing like a meeting of like some entrepreneurs in University of Ottawa Engineering Building. I just stepped into the room. I picked up the flyer and I went to the room. I didn't understand what was going on there, literally. And it kept talking about the work he does and software engineering. And then I started looking into it. And I was at an anthropology class elective. And then there was an ad that just came out, learn how to code. And it was a boring class. I just clicked the ad. I have big ADD. So if you're just talking for 3 hours, I was zoned out. And then there's an ad that just says, quickly learn how to build a website. I was like, like I met someone that was talking about building a website. There's an ad that just showed up. And that's how, for me, like
this transition just did.
Like 2012, I didn't look back, or 2013, I believe, 2012, 2013. I just started learning on my own, literally. I just started learning. I started putting in the work. Literally at church, everyone would just know me as the guy that carries the laptop. After service, I'm in the technical room just learning more stuff.
And you're coding.
I was just coding, learning, improving. Ended up meeting a few folks, mentors, Femi. I think you know Femi. Like I always talk about him, and one of my other guys in UK. They were already in the software engineering. This was me a year into the game. I'm about to graduate. So seeing those people also inspired me to just keep putting the work. So for me, it was like 2 years nonstop of learning, thinking I'm there, realizing I'm not there, doubling down on learning and working and practicing and just getting like matured in the whole software engineering like knowledge.
Cleaning that work is not be easy.
And the point I was trying to get to, it wasn't easy, but because it felt like God placed me there, I was just inspired to just like, I could wake up 3 a.m. and not sleep and just work
that
crazy. So I spent a lot of time putting in hours, and it didn't feel like hours for me. It just felt like, you know what, I figured out what I was worried as to what I would do when I graduate, but it felt like God inspired me on what it was never on my plan. It was never on my bingo card.
Bro.
And I just like stepped into it, and it was easy to just work, and it was easy to put in the work. Like literally, like at that time, there were no distractions anymore. There was no ladies distractions. There was no party distractions.
Why is that the first distraction you say?
It was just church and computer free. Actually, I started dating my wife at that time too. Like maybe like 6 months.
So distraction.
So because I remember her complaints like, do you have to come everywhere with this? It's like in case it's a downtime, I'm just going to
it's gotta work.
Learn. I'm going to learn. Put in the work. I'm going to put in all the work that I can. And so it was interesting. So to your point, sometimes it can feel like a grind, but I think sometimes if we lean into what God is trying to do with us in His guiding, it might, and we just like let ourselves align to it, it might be fine. Adam was able to just do what was necessary. He was able to tend the garden. He was able to name the animals. He was able to rest. There was like no complaint, literally. It's God that looks and says, you might need someone to like assist you.
But the thing is, the work is not always going to be easy though. For some people, it's going to be harder, right?
Yeah.
So in cases where, I I'll use this analogy. So this hard work versus talent.
Yeah.
When you're talented about something, you don't need to work as hard as somebody that's not really, as probably gifted in that area of expertise.
Yeah.
So for some people, it's always going to be harder, or like the working relationship is not going to be as the same as you would find it. So for someone that like you, like I think at some point you were also like there has to be some form of an interest for you to be in that space, and then like keep grinding and everything. But so somebody that's like, okay, I'm out. I'm checking out. I'm not gonna do this. Or like, so that little boy that's always gonna say, I'm going to make it to the league. Or I'm going to play Premier League. At some point, you just be like, okay, you know what? I'm not built for this life, and then switch to something different. So things like that always come into play.
I would say like there were some points that I almost gave up on what I was trying to do. Right, like it wasn't always easy. The things that helped me, and I think it's not even me thing, is God just brings people and I just lean into it. Like I remember like I had just learned like a couple new languages, and I'm still a student about to graduate, and I met Femi, and he's just telling me what he's doing, what his career looks like, and I was thinking it's hard for me to learn this new language I'm trying to learn, because I had a goal that I wanted to work at Shopify. Like I had seen the CEO in 2011. I had met a few more people that were working there. I didn't know how I was going to get there. I just had like like the little boy that wants to be in Prem probably has a picture of he's just looking.
You see like either it's Ronaldo or Messi or any kind of like player and all
or
that
Mbappe
kind of stuff.
or something. But think about, imagine if that little boy ends up seeing Mbappe, not just having the poster of Mbappe. Literally, it makes it like very concrete. Or you see like someone that's not yet at Mbappe's level, but is just at the first year level at PSG, close to you, and man, I can beat that. So I think God just brought people at different stages, and I leaned into those people. It didn't look like a nice mentorship. It looked like, gee, you don't know what you're doing yet. You're still far off. Here's what I'm doing that is very, very it is a lot detailed in a lot of ways. And I go back, I'm like, you know what? It looked like he was like, not like he was like, it just looked inspiring. I took it as an inspiration. I didn't really take it as, look, stop doing what you're doing. I took it as, hey, if there's like 10 more miles for me to go, I'm going to try to get, because I really want to at least be at where he's at, like in the next, these are 5 years ahead and so on. So putting people around you or finding those inspirations, it's good to start with the poster. It's good to go find like physical inspirations. That way it keeps you going. So when I was tired, like I just imagine, like I get a call by God's grace, something like UK is in town. He's telling me he's graduated from his master's program. He's getting a job as a software engineer. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm about to graduate. Like I'm almost here with it. Does my resume look good? Am I close to getting the first job right out of school?
Yeah.
And he inspires me. He'll let me know what I should be doing, even though I could have given up, right? So, and then also too, I didn't tell you, there are other things I tried.
Oh yeah? Oh yeah,
there are a lot of things
like
I tried.
Like what? Let's show like two.
I tried to be a rapper.
No.
I tried to be a rapper. Literally, like none of the tracks will ever come out because I tried. I had tracks, man.
Oh, I gotta listen.
I had tracks. I thought I was going to be like, me and my brother. We are in the room. We are mixing. Like, would ask one of my friends that also graduated from high school. I tried to produce. I tried to be a rapper. I tried to produce beats. I was putting my headphones on.
Can you say something real quick?
Nah. That's how you know that there's some things that you try to put in the work.
Oh my goodness.
And it's not working.
Wait. So you try to be a rapper?
I literally tried to.
Actually,
be a
you know
rapper.
what? I don't know. I'm laughing. There are a couple of people that actually tried. Actually, okay.
He did try. He did try to play a couple of
I didn't try to be a rapper, right? I was a rapper.
You were.
I'm joking. Okay, I'm joking. But like, so there are things like that. I obviously, right. I do a little bit of writing of songs, right? I do a little songwriting, for my worship team and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Thank God for that. Gift and talent.
Yeah.
So there are things like that where somebody is trying to, because obviously, bro, trust me, I know even like the 10 millionth guy to try to make beats, raps, or anything. Like a lot of people have done this. Like back in university,
and you buy the gear, the MIDI,
exactly. You start mixing FL Studios, and then you're like,
crazy thing. It's so crazy how like in my programming days, I now started carrying an iMac. Because I had the iMac for beat productions and like doing like rapping. And then now I'm on like OC transfer with my iMac. I'm going somewhere to visit a friend to also continue programming, not do more raps anymore. Because I've sold all the mics, I've sold all the MIDIs. I'm like, you know what, I give up on it. I didn't see any inspiration.
What was going to be a rap name?
I think it was Lemzy. I think is what I was going to go by. Yeah, I was so inspired, man. I was like, dude.
Pretty good.
And my brother was like pushing me on. He's like, yeah, let's lay a track today. I'm like, okay, let me write something. Let's write something. And we go thinking we are going to be this, and it was crazy. Now I listen to like my brother showed me this played once. I'm like, yeah, thank God. Like he showed us a different garden to be 10.
Wait. It's rapper was the first thing. What was like the other thing?
So like it was. So we did. I did like there was time I even did graphics. I did DJing a bit too. I tried to also do DJing a bit. Yeah, I tried to do DJing a bit.
I don't know why I'm laughing.
It's crazy. Like I tried a bunch of things.
I feel like I'm not in. If you ask me like a million times, what would I picture you doing? The rapping was the very least. That's why I was laughing. I was like, no shades to rappers or people are trying to make it today. No shades to them, honestly. But I just couldn't see you becoming a rapper.
I thought I was huge. I thought I was Lecrae, like literally. I grew up on Lecrae. I grew up on like Lecrae, Tedashia, and Tripoli. So I had all their like it was back in the like 2010s when there were 116 cliques. I literally I'll pay anything to go to their like concerts or listen to their new albums and so on and so forth. So we always, my brother's like, yeah, let's do like the next Christian album.
You know what's crazy? I feel like every man must have done that, must have had that kind of like dream because some no, not even some. So it was Daniel Buddy was like he wanted to be a rock star.
Oh yeah.
every like I feel like all this is always tied to something that you just feel like you want to do. Was it because you want to be cool or something?
No, I was just trying to figure out like what I would do and work on and just be okay working on for the rest of my life, right? So I was always trying to figure out what is the place that I can just double down all the energy I have and work and still see results, right? Rapping didn't work because the results. It's not like anyone's going to come to their concerts, fully going to withdraw their tickets, cancel shows, never hear anything anymore. But I didn't see inspirations nearby. I had always far inspirations, number one. So no one to even let me know if like I'm trash, which I was.
Wait, real quick.
Yeah. This
was no shit. To people inside the studio and outside, can you guys raise up your hand if you try to be a rock star or like a rapper? You too.
You know, like, No ways. I tried, man. Like if I had seen someone close by that was good at it, it didn't have to even be like on the level of like the 116 clicks. If I even saw that there was even like I was in BC, I even tried to reach out to one dude that was on Facebook at the time.
Oh my!
He was trying to blow up in his church.
Man.
I tried. I'm like,
you pulled in the work.
Can you see what we're doing? And I was like, dude, you're also up and coming, but he was like in his church, he would probably get like 50 or 70 crowds. No one was listening to anything we were doing.
Tough crowd.
So it's like we didn't have any close contacts for inspirations. All we had was just far contacts. And there was not a lot of like content online also then. YouTube was very, very scarce with like how you can even go from 0 to 100. So there was not a blueprint that I could follow that even if you put in the work, you can put in like very, very directional work and start to see tiny results. Like you don't even need to see a tree. You just need to see the leaf come out from the ground. And you know that if I water this, if I like do more on this, it's going to turn to a stem, it's going to turn to a tree and so on and so forth. So inspiration is very important. Yeah. Seeking those inspirations that when you're tired, they'll just nudge you on, they'll push you through or give you something you can look at.
You mentioned like God will place you into the kind of work that you should do and then inspiration too as well.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm thinking about the rapping thing.
There was no inspiration.
I'm trying to picture it. Why?
Yeah, dude, and we had like the mic.
I'm trying to picture you like shades.
I had like a SoundCloud account. And like, I had like the flat back front hat.
Of course you did.
I had like literally we put the durags on too, and then we literally like, dude, if you see the pictures from those days,
you gotta show me.
Never. I actually think I cleaned my whole Google because I never really want to think about who that was. Like we just thought we were going to be like the next big thing.
But that's what I'm saying. Like there's a lot of guys out there that we want to do something like this. God has placed in us to work, right? Since we want to work, we want to do something that is first of all comfortable for us, something that that we'll be fine doing in the long run for like I said for the rest of our lives, and in that space we find ourselves dabbling or dealing with multiple things at the same time, still trying to figure out which one is gonna land, which one's gonna hit. Some people can go into, and to be honest, there's nothing wrong about dreaming to be a rapper or dreaming to be like a soccer player or like an NBA 2-time all-time that type of stuff. There's nothing wrong about that. I think the thing is, what people don't tell men is the reality of your dreams and how you could end up getting into any of those places, right?
Yeah.
And like you said, that's where God has to literally put you in those spaces. Because looking back, do you know how many times I wanted to be an... Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I actually wanted to be like what? No, not a rapper, please.
Yeah,
Okay. I wanted to be. I've even mentioned both of them. Either an NBA player.
Yeah.
But obviously, growth spurt didn't. The halfway came in late. 2, I wanted to be a soccer player. Oh, it was a soccer player first,
Yeah.
but then it was like, but then again, it wasn't really realistic,
Yeah.
right? And then NBA thing was the second thing, but then again, I was short for a very long time. Trust me, that's a story for another day.
But now you
And then
actually
there
like,
was-
can make it though.
Yeah, I can, but at this point, I really want to. It's not really right. And then there was, I think there was also, yeah, rockstar too. I can't lie.
You wanted to be a
cannot lie.
rock star?
Bro, that was there. Like it was because I was also musically talented. So in
Yeah.
terms of like either writing songs or like playing the instrument or something that I could easily do, and it's like something that I can fall into, right? The rapper thing was just a phase.
Just
I
a
can't lie. It was
Like
a phase.
everyone thinks it's easy. So basically, everyone thinks it's easy what they see on the poster.
Yeah.
Literally, everyone thinks it's
But
easy.
it takes a lot to do that.
of-
It takes a lot of practice for Steph to shoot that shot. It takes
Yeah.
a lot of practice for either Messi or Ronaldo to do that.
Yeah, yeah.
It takes a lot of practice for called outs to sound this good.
Yeah.
There's also practice. That's why I said talent versus hard work, right?
Yeah.
And other than that, God has to actually, because when God is involved in it, that's when you see the fruits of it, and that's when you become good, right?
And
That's
God
when
just
it's
pushes you
productive.
and nudges you until you get
Yeah.
into the garden and start working. And God is not going to do the work for you. He's just going to nudge you into the place where He's giving you like the power and the dominion, and everything is going to line up if you put in the work,
That's
right?
right.
Like He had created the ways the trees would grow. All Adam had to do was put in the work. So when I got into spaces where God was already providing, I put in the work. The first year, it didn't look like I was going to be like, no one even knew what software engineering was. Like in
Yeah, back then it
2010,
was like-
2011, I told my dad I was going to be a software. He's like, oh yeah, you can come and work in the IT department at, he used to work at Shell
Yeah.
in Nigeria. He's like, yeah, come on. I was like, dude, there's this whole company here. It's called Shopify. They are going to be the next big technology company and so on and so forth.
can you imagine
And
back
people
then
were
how it
like,
was-
I
how
was
it
like,
was.
so it was very, very hard for me to communicate what it was doing. But when I found one or two people that were doing it, I just leaned into, because it was just an opportunity, right? That God was bringing things to inspire me to just keep on working. And even till now, like even after like this, I never did 10 different things at once. Like I tried to always think about finances, or try to do like business stuff, but I just made sure if it's not working, even if I'm doubling down, there's nothing really coming out.
I have a question for you.
I figure out to go out.
So like even if when you don't feel inspired to do certain work, what then? What do you think, like, for a guy, like, even if you're not inspired to do this certain work you're kind of doing, or you kind of want to have to do, like, what do you do then?
So for me, my rule was doing nothing is not the solution, right? Stepping back to do nothing was never the solution. Like it had to be, there was something else for me to trying out. Trying out and failing for me was like, I'm one of those people, I don't mind just like failing at something I'm doing and trying it again or doing something different, right? So if it feels like the work isn't is not smooth, or is just not bringing out any fruit, and you've been doing it 1, 2, 3 years, I would say like try something out. Don't stop back. Try something different in the work that you're trying to do. Maybe do things differently. Find someone else.
Or if it's something you don't like too, what is something you don't like?
If it's not something I don't like, then it's probably like a situation where you need to meet. I tell people, the more you meet people, and this was something I was doing in university. I didn't really spend a lot of time, like the university didn't really go through me, but I tried to find my spaces in myself in places where I meet people of different categories. Like I talked about, like the entrepreneurship. I just stumbled on the fly and was like, oh, it might be a good chance to meet someone.
Yeah.
That
So
I
put
don't know
yourself out there.
Put yourself out there in situations where, because we can't think of what we don't know, right? I did not know about stuff. Like literally, I got into University of Ottawa. I didn't think software engineering was a job. I had done one programming course. I still did not even know people were making like real good money from being in software engineering until I met someone. Right.
Yeah.
I met someone that, oh, this is possible. I started grinding on it. And then there's all these entrepreneurship ideas that people were there. There was an entrepreneurship club. I ended up going in and they had some ideas and a weekend to build a startup. And then it exposed me a bit more. So like always finding places to expose you to new ideas is a way that I try to like juggle out of like what am I going to do? I don't like where I am, but I don't know what I need to do. It's like, how many people have I met this season that are just different from my cliques? Like, how many am I going outside of my regular week to just go to like shock my brain with inspirational people?
Yeah.
Not just inspiration from online, because sometimes, again, it's good to have that poster dream, but if you don't meet anyone in person, or if you don't meet someone in person that can even inspire you beyond the online and to take the first step, it's going to be hard, right? So I would encourage people, like, just go to somewhere else, go to a different youth group, or go to, not even change in a church way, but just try a different like meetup, like at work, or try something that you think you don't know anything about. We're young and we have a lot to do. Like sometimes we think we have to get it done now. I think I found out about software engineering, I was mid-20s or 20.
You don't look a day over 25, bro.
Man, we thank God.
I'm trying to be like you. You know, when people see me, I'm like, have you read LEMUEL?
Crazy.
I'm trying to be like,
the wild thing is, most people think like people think, I'm like, what year are you in Calty? I'm like, I'm not even in Calty, my guy.
See,
like,
I feel like you're like me in like 5-10 years. Okay, no, you're not that. Okay, you're not that old. So like, yeah, so like
I'm
5
actually way old.
Okay.
I'm an elder. I'm an elder.
Elder as well. Wow, that's crazy.
I'm an elder, which is wild. But yeah, so I would encourage people to just like do something different, try something. Like it's a privilege. I know, like me looking back, but for me, when in the moment, it felt like I was aimless. I was just going from a different type of meeting. It's an entrepreneurship meeting today. It's a music meeting tomorrow. It's a arts meeting.
Rap
to get
career,
like a different, the funny thing with music, my parents tried to make all of us like musicians. Like they tried to make us like learn the keyboard. I was the only one that could not become a musician to save myself. I played the sax a bit, but it was crazy.
Then where did the inspiration for being a rap star? I'm not gonna let this go. I promise. I will change your name.
You're going to trace and search. I'm making sure that all the GPTs have cleared the history from the life to make sure that nothing ever shows up that I try to be a rapper. So when I tell people I suggest, only like 5 or 6 people have even heard me just put on the headphone and have the mic.
This is what they told me that I will not let this slide.
It's crazy.
But okay, so coming back to it, right? There's something that I think there's something I had to learn a couple years ago that sometimes when I think about that statement, I'm always like, there's a truth to that. Sometimes I'm like, I don't always have to, right? So and that statement was like, a man has to do what he has to do before he wants to before he does what he wants to do.
Yeah.
You always have to do what you have to before you want to do something that you want to.
Yeah.
And I'm always like back then I was like, bro, like I don't have to do that, you know. But then again, I was still maturing up and trying to learn a couple of things. But in the reality of things, after I grew over a couple of years, and then I found myself in positions where where I was working or something that there was always this inner battle of like, why am I doing this? Do I really have to do it? And that statement will come again and it's like, I have to do it.
Yeah.
So the responsibility of work now came in and stuff like that. But eventually when God is now aligning me to my career and what I have to do, well, I don't know if I've even said this on the pod before, but I'm a marketer.
You're a genius, brand, marketing, left, right, and center.
I don't know about that, but you know, I try. But essentially, that lined up pretty well for me, and it opened doors for me in ways I didn't even think that was possible. Right, so a couple of things I've mentioned, like there's inspiration about it. There's God, divine placement, right? Where God will place you to do certain things.
Yeah.
And then there is the fact that even when you don't feel inspired, you can put yourself out of the box, go to places, get yourself out of your comfort zone, as well as what I got from when you're talking about, you know, going to places and stuff like that. It may not be convenient at the time, but a man has to do what a man has to do.
And that's the only way you would know, even literally, like when you're saying, what do you want to do? It's a hard question to even know what you truly want to do, right? You have to try to do it. But like I've tried a bunch of things. I remember I used to even have like finding quick ways to even become a millionaire. Like I tried.
No, trust me, you're not in 10 zillion percent.
I lost like thousands of dollars.
Like, what else you want to do was crypto,
like referral from one person to another,
yeah,
or you
like
try
pyramid
like
scam,
quick
or like
things.
the,
And I'm like, gee,
or is it what? There are plenty of
there
stuff.
are different ways. Like you try maybe like
I
you
can't
do
remember
like the
again.
forexes, or you try to do
But like there's another one.
The MLMs, like
I can't remember. None's come to my mind right now. But like they're always and the thing is, at the back of your head, because sometimes or to society, a man is determined by what he's worth, right?
Yeah.
So there's always that inner drive to hustle, grind. I have to make money. I have to build my empire. I have to do.
Yeah.
Oh, do you know this guy? I don't know if you know him. He's active on Instagram and TikTok and stuff like this Upnut guy that said, as a man, that's all a mindset, that type of thing.
It's all a mindset.
No, like hustle, like he does this skits and videos about like, as a man, you have to do this. It's kind of funny, but essentially, there's always that thing behind you that you're determined by what you do and like that work that you bring in, or that thing that you put, the stuff that you put on the table, basically, right? And for young guys out there, at a very young age, you first seem confused or like, you're staggering, you're like here and there. You can find yourself in doing multiple things.
You can find yourself,
right? But
man.
That divine placement will eventually come in a way that you even least expect it.
And you don't even know that's divine place. Like I only think about it as divine placement looking back. Because for me, like in the moment, it just felt like confused. Like I'm looking for what would stick. Like I really need. Let me tell
you my own story.
Yeah.
And that was even when I was I finished uni. I did economics as my undergrad, so I was just trying to like figure out. To be honest, I didn't want to do postgrad or like masters in economics. I was like, undergrad was hard enough. Like, I don't want that smoke. And then I think I enrolled in a course in Algonquin, strategic global business management, on some course like that. And I was like, sure, cool, whatever. But at some point, the program got suspended. Yeah, it got suspended. And I had to now think like, oh my God. And I was on my way to Canada and everything. So I had to think of like, what course can I do? And then brand management just came out of nowhere and felt interesting. I was like, I think the only time I saw this was something, I don't know if you've seen Blackish, right? So what the dad does basically, as I was reading up, that was the thing that came to mind. Like, this sounds like what Andre Johnson does. And I was like, okay, that seems interesting, because I had like a minor in like photography. I had like skills in like media and design and all that kind of stuff. So from the first day of class, I remember that day so well. After the first day of class, I called my parents and I was like, thank you for this. You know what I mean? Like, it was literally like the icing on the cake that I was missing the entire time.
Wow.
And then now looking back, I'm like, it kind of makes sense, because it goes in my person.
It goes in everything you do, man. Like those legendary things. And looking back, it was God that just placed you. Like,
exactly. If that thing wasn't cancelled.
Exactly. So, and for you working in that field, even though sometimes it's a grind, but sometimes like you're seeing like the inspirations of how you're going to get to the result, right? So having those inspirations is good. We should keep those inspirations, but making sure you're those inspirations in person would help with the work. It always helps. And most times I'm real with the guys, even when I'm serving in the young adults. So I'm letting them know it looks easy at the end of the day, but it's a lot of work and persistence and consistency that would get you to a place where everybody's like, oh man, it looks like it's just overnight you got here. But it wasn't just overnight. It was very, very, doubting, trying, seeing someone to say, keep going, calling some of my mentors, taking like 2 hours of their time, and then I'm like, man, I'm inspired to just keep on going on this, right? So
so if you like to, because we're closing off now, if you'd like to say like 1, 2, 3 things to someone out there about, as a working man, what you have to do, or like there's things of feeling challenged in the workplace, or feeling like, oh, I don't know what to do, or that kind of stuff, what would be like your piece of advice that you'd
I'll tell like the couple things I keep saying. One, don't rush the process in a lot of ways, in the sense that for us, we think, like I was telling someone literally this, 5 years can go quickly. If you think about if you put in the work for just even 2 years, how would you show up in 5 years? But looking for what would happen in the next 5 years, it looks like a long period. So
Mm.
don't rush the process that, this will take 2 years for me to start even seeing results. Put in
Yeah,
the
but
2
say
years.
trust the process.
I don't think I'm. The trust the process has not brought a title. He has not brought the. He hasn't brought the title. He hasn't brought the title to Philly, man. Oh no, he brought the title literally, right? Did he get a title eventually, like Sixers? Because those are the trust the process guys.
Yeah, I think so.
Did it? Okay, but yeah, I would say don't rush the process of work and result. Like you really do have to put in the work for the results to start showing. Please embrace inspiration. Find, like, one of the things that you can do is finding inspiration. Just staying back and giving up is one of the is not the answer to just the answer of our. It's not the answer to purpose or what our life should be about. Trying to find inspirations different. If you're stuck, just find a different type of inspiration. Just think about something that you not want to do and just go. Let's say there's an event about it. Just go there and see if you chat with 1 or 2 people. And then once you find where your garden is and God places you, triple down, quadruple down, work. That's the way we glorify God, literally in the result of our work, right? So God wants to be glorified, seeing us do that, rolling up our sleeves and doing the work in his garden that he's placing us in. So those are the things I would say just in general. But
yeah, no worries. That's been a good word of wisdom coming from Pastor Lem. I'm gonna call you. So should I call you pastor or rapper? Which one?
There's no way that. Well, the funny thing is, like, one of my mentors literally just even like spoke to me about like a verse about how I should something about the ministry that God has given me, and now I'm okay with it. Previously, I used to tell the guys even at church, don't call me it. Like,
okay, pastor.
But,
yeah, I'm changing the name.
Don't say Pastor Lemuel. How
that's the end of today's pod. Really appreciate.
Thank you for inviting me, pals. I feel like I've made it. This is the greatest achievement we've done.
No. I beg. It's not even like that. But we thank God, hopefully we'll get to see you some other time in another episode and stuff like that. But for brand brothers out there, I know it's not easy pulling in the work, but what choice do we have? We got to pull in the work regardless. And with the help of God inspiring us and building ourselves and like placing us where we should work in, once we find that thing, it'll be like a spark, and then just like you said, double down, triple down on it, and may God be able to bless us in Jesus' name. Amen. So till next time on episode 4, we'll be talking more about some of the things and characteristics about being a godly man in this generation. But for now, we say, is it good night or good day, good morning, whichever we are.
Peace.
Peace. Thanks, guys.
Take it easy, yo.